in a hurry, just at the same time,
Well,
we're already talking.
actually, we're going live right now. As soon as it'll be live in a couple seconds, so we'll just keep talking. I don't do intros. That feels all that stuff for like I used to do with my show. It felt fake to me. It felt forced. Felt, you know what I mean? It felt like a fraud, and I think that had a lot to do with how I acted on the show. Um, but I'm all about that smooth transition, man. That natural conversation. There's nothing more
Am I loud
godly than
enough?
the conversation between two humans. Huh? You're live right now.
No, am I loud enough?
Oh yeah,
You hear me?
yeah. You're good.
Okay, okay. All right, brother
Am
man.
I
What's up?
loud out there?
How you
Well,
been, bro?
I'm gonna catch you up. I'll catch you up on me, and then you can catch me up on you.
Okay.
Uh, I've been in quarantine for 8 months. Mental illness will do that to you. I had a really good paying job. I was doing a job that I wanted to do, which is a blessing. But it was a blessing that God was going to teach me with, and not give me forever. It was a teaching. It was a stepping stone. Um, the owner of my house died in February, so I'm basically getting kicked out. And since I'm raising my son by myself, and I have nobody in my life to watch him, so I can get another job, it's so complicated and frustrating. I'm moving to Indiana, where I applied for a job today, got an interview already. They said just call them when I get out there. I already have a trailer rented for 3 months in advance, so once I get out there, I already have a place to stay. And it's a big, gigantic move because I'm going somewhere where nobody knows me. I'm starting over completely.
Okay.
And this is because I just came out of an ugly, ugly, heavy depression. Because, like we were talking about before this, I've been studying nonstop. I've read the Emerald Tablets of Thoth. I've read the Book of Enoch. I read the Old Testament. I read the New Testament. I'm balls deep in this. And so I'm starting to see what's going on in my life and why it's failing. And it has to do with my environment, this culture. I don't agree with this culture as far as money is priority, money is king, profit over friends. I don't agree with it. I don't agree with it at all. I believe in the connection. I believe in getting together, having a good time, laughing, smiling, enjoying your life, which is completely possible even if you have kids, even if you have a full-time job, even if you have a family. It's completely possible to get together and have a quote unquote church with your friends, because all God wanted was for us to turn up on Saturday. That's all God wanted. That was the original covenant, was to turn up on Saturday, to work, 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 work. Saturday comes around, get together with your friends and your family and turn up and praise God. And the way you praise God is by enjoying your life. And nobody wants to do it, and it's really stressing me out. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, so that's what I've been up to. How about you? You there? I don't hear your audio. What happened? Did you click your Did you click your mic button?
My bad.
There you go.
My bad. You hear me still? Sorry, but who am
Yeah.
I? Who am I to start this out? Sorry, this technology thing where everyone was forced into automatic do everything internet. Like within two
Everything's
weeks of
internet.
time, my kids are on internet. They don't know how to do computers that good at 7 years old. I mean, phones, but not computers, not Chromebooks.
Yeah.
But anyways, who am I, sir, Mister Anthony Tony
You
Rachel?
Oh, I forgot to introduce you. You
You don't have
are
to.
Ralph Nervous of
Thank you.
Sock Monkey. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Sock monkey, yeah. But anyways, brother man, I'm hearing a lot what you're saying, what you're talking about, and I googled. You said mental illness right away, and I googled it just because that's what I do, and
Yeah.
it's saying like it's a disease. It's saying is obsessive thinking about something repeatedly a disease, or is it lack of self control? It's like you know,
Yeah.
uh, you
Well,
said
the
isolation.
disease.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I, isolation for 8 months, that's hermit. Like I said, I drew up some artwork of or photoshopped some artwork of me being nervous hermit. You know, uh,
Uh huh.
everything of me is Nervous and Nervous Hermit. I did that a while back, way before this. And I also went to rehab a few months before this happened, back in
Oh
November.
dang.
We'll talk about
No
that.
way.
I also started therapy with the certified therapist,
Same
Ricky
here.
from Oregon. She's dope. Way back in July, and I also
Okay.
threw away everything I knew about religion, and I started to try
There
to
you go.
figure out who God was. Uh,
Re-educate
oh,
yourself. Yes.
bro, and 2 years ago, I already gave up on trying to follow to a Hollywood trend or to be successful as far as the world's.
Yes.
When I say the world, I don't want to say the world.
Yes.
What society says about
The
over two, like
culture.
2 years ago. Yeah, that whole thing where these non-essential mother suckers are
Yep.
non-essential. Like,
Yep.
bro, you're extra. Like,
Yep.
why were you making millions off of this? And when anybody on the block could do what they do anyways. Like, you just have
Yeah.
to search out the right gems. We I
Yes.
have that talent anyways. But anyways, fast forward. Like, I have a lot to say, but break it down for what you said, man, because I think our connection, why you called me up, why we're doing this interview. Man, I'm old, I'm 40,
This is
I'm 40, I'm gonna be 44 in June. I was supposed to have a gig today at 210 Tavern out in Rancho. That my sock monkey was gonna play there. That money could be helpful. It is
yeah.
extra money. You get to hang out. You get to hang out with your boys. Shout out to my dad, Ralph
Yep.
Navarro, for being there. Bruce English on bass, and Renee, my uncle, on. They're all my family, bro. They're all my big bros.
Yeah.
My dad,
We're all
Renee Bridges.
family.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not saying like, oh, poor me, I can't gig, because like I said, that person like you has been like in isolation. I've been preparing for this day. I've already been
Uh huh.
been really really heavy on dropping religion and relearning who God is, what Jesus has
Being
done,
spiritual.
and learning how to focusing on not being so judgmental.
Yes, that's so
I
hard.
of what of like of I always thought, like, I knew you do more for God, you're gonna benefit more. But I learned, like, it's not how much you do, it's like it's kind of like it's like the quality.
It's what
uh,
you
you
do. It's
know,
not how much. It's what. Yeah.
yeah. And I
And
thought it
and
was
and to do
out
to
of
do things for
competition.
God is to do something for humanity.
Yeah, yeah,
Did you hear me?
especially your immediate creations. If you
Yes.
there first, yourself has to be in there, and that's what I was telling you. Like, a depression, I get it, bro.
Yeah.
Mental illness, I would like you to strike that from your vocabulary, because I don't really think, like, yeah, I guess, man, I'm not a doctor, so I can't say, like, people who have that things aren't there that should be there, or there's a damage there. Like, I get it. Some people have that, but for the most part,
Yeah.
I think extremists, creatives like yourself, like,
Yeah.
someone who's very creative, very empath or passionate, care,
Uh
like,
huh.
dude, I feel all day, dude. I can't. As soon as I wake up, dude, I put some messages on. I shout out to Joyce Meyer. I love Joyce Meyer. It's
There
not
you
about
go.
religion.
Yeah. She's
I
dope.
just like her,
She's
dude.
dope.
She be
Yeah,
saying it
she's
straight up,
dope.
dude. Like,
She's
I'm
real.
not.
She's
Really,
real. She's like the people that we look up to, man. She's brutally honest, and I like it. Yeah, I agree with you.
yeah, and it's like, and I'm not. There's so many people that hate on me, that not actually so many people, just one person that hates on me, that because it's a woman, and I'm like, dude, but I see
Okay.
all these,
What the
all
fuck
these,
does that
I
have
see
to do
all
with
these,
anything?
yeah, like I said, I see all this, his character flaws. So, like, I discredit it. I discredit his opinion,
Yeah.
but I'm just saying, it's like, that's the only hater. And then and like you said, nowadays what I've learned is, I used to like people. I used to need people's opinions, I guess.
Yes.
I tried to be
Approval.
popular. I tried to be
Yes.
popular. I really did. Like, and even now, sometimes you'll share a video to get your dopamines up, you know. But I used to be more so like that. But as I'm like I said, June 18th, I'll be 44, man. I think that's magic. I think it's the magic number for me. Whatever, I don't even know what magic means. I don't know why I'm saying it. I think it's a special time because I everyone we're kind of all on the same level now. Like
Yes,
everyone
yes.
get
Now
I'm
I
top
said the
monkey, right?
same thing. Now everybody knows how I feel. Because before everyone was making me out to be a drama queen. Like I was too much. Like, oh, get over it, bro. And now everybody is in my shoes. Except the fact that most people have family around them already in quarantine with them. But me, it's only me and my son. Like legitimately solo dolo. You know what I mean? So like for me this whole situation is like finally people can understand me, you know?
No, exactly, bro. Like I wasn't in seclusion. Like I said, I did a lot. You know, the shout out to Oyo Radio. I want to shout them out, Miss B, and all the crew over there. We had our own internet show, and every week we would interview people. You know, and dance, sing, laugh. You know, eat, drink, be merry. You know, we were living it up.
I seen it. I seen it.
And shout out to them, you know, in the 320 Premier Hall, all that kind of stuff. It is cool, bro, because it is our city. It is. It's not like it's fabricated. Not. It's not. It's from the heart. Anyways, fast forward. We're talking about how it's level field, and I'm a musician. I'm a
Mhm.
singer. I'm a writer. Like we talked about earlier. I'm a jack of all trades, master of nothing. People, that same other sucker who doesn't like women preachers. He
Uh-huh.
also told that quote, like you said earlier, Jack Ralph, you're a jack of all trades, you're a master of nothing. And he told me, he slapped me in my face, and it's true because, but it also at the same time to keep it real, like the reason why I could do so many things is we weren't meant to die. I should know how
No,
to do
yeah.
I should know how to do everything that I want to do, and
Absolutely.
then also too, as far as my gifts, as far as me personally, I need to know how to drop a hook. I need to know how to sing or write in every language. I'm a writer, so I want, director. I want to be able to, I want to be able to do everything as creative as possible. But also too, dude, what the COVID-19 taught me is to learn how to pull the weeds, know how to be a teacher, to be patient. So it's like I had to
Okay.
learn so many things as a human, and God's only blessed me at this time to learn the opposite of everything that I've learned entertainment wise. I got like 20 years.
Preconceived notions.
Huh?
I said preconceived notions need to go into the trash.
Example. Tell me an example.
So, like, okay, for me, when I was first did the podcast with you, the very first time, I was essentially a zealot. Like I was a fanatic about everything that I did, and I was pretty confident in myself. But then life kicked my ass, and it taught me that I don't really know anything. And you were talking about how you're a jack of all trades and a master of none. I like to say what my ancestors said is a man should be a jack of all trades and a master of one. And so for me, the thing that I master is the conversation. That's the one thing in this world that I am passionate about, that I love doing, and that I'm good at. I'm articulate. I know how to use big words, and I'm well versed in many things. So it enables me to be well rounded in the conversation. So that's taught me to not bring myself down by saying that I'm not a master of anything. But there is one thing in this world that I'm good at, and that's talking. That's the conversation. And just like with the isolation and stuff, I actually wrote a book. I'm in the second phase of editing right now. I wrote a whole book on my entire life. Every ugly fucking detail, every nasty thing that I've ever done is in there. Right? And I'm sitting and God, this is God. This is God. This is what God does to you. I'm sitting there
Oh,
every morning. I wake up every morning and the first thing I do during the day is go through every ugly thing that I've done. I go over my life every day. And it's hard, but it humbles me. And it helps me be or have perspective when there are people like that guy you were mentioning, when there are people like that in your life that try to, like, okay, so in my Instagram, I like to say that I'm a philosopher. I don't care what anybody fucking says. I'm a philosopher. It's what I'm good at. My ancestor was one, and I believe it's a genetic thing. Like, that's just the way my brain works. And he goes, "Oh, so you're a philosopher now?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, I've always been one." And I left it at that. I know what he was doing was trying to throw me an insult, but I didn't take it as one, you know? And this is what, like you said, you have to trash the preconceived notions and start brand new. When you trash your preconceived notions, things start to get better because it's like a brand new world. You know, you're allowing new things in. You're not stubborn. You don't go, "Oh, I already know about this. I don't need to learn." You go, "No, okay, let me learn about this." Like you said with mental illness. Mental illness I discovered. You mentioned earlier that you saw that I was all into fitness. I got into fitness because of mental illness. I discovered that fitness can heal mental illness. And then I got to this place where it brought me back completely to God. I always tell people this place that I found, it was like finding grace. It was like finding the grace of God. It felt so good. It was amazing. I have never felt that in my life. And ever since then, like, I know how to get back there now. And every bad thing that happens doesn't bother me. It doesn't bother me. I know that all things are revealed. I know that as long as I keep my heart good, I can weather any storm and good will be at the end of it. So, it's the same thing as fitness. Fitness, you're putting your body through torture. And the reward is mental wellness. The reward is healthiness. The reward is longevity, and people see it as work. They see it as work and they seek comfort and convenience. Comfort and convenience to me is the fucking devil because it causes you mental illness, physical illness. Like, we are creatures that are meant for hardship. We weather every storm. That is what I've learned from the Bible, is that we're a creature that, as long as you have faith that you can overcome, then we're all good. There's nothing you have to worry about. And that's where the implementation of religion comes in, because some people aren't as woke in the mind. They need other things to inspire and encourage them. But it's essentially the same psychological trick. It's teaching you that you need to weather the storm. You know what I mean? I went on a rant.
No, you did, and it's like I like your positivity that we're talking, and it does take association of likewise minds. If you wouldn't have been in such a deep isolation, and we don't got to think of it as isolation. We could think of it as being like in a cocoon or some shit. Because when I come out,
Yes.
when I emerge, which I don't think I'm ready to emerge, because this is gonna be the whole year, dude. It's gonna be the whole year. I teach my 7-year-old, who is me on crack, like not
There
literally
you
on crack.
go. Yes.
My
Yes.
daughter's
Same here. Same here.
more than me, and then she's 7, she'll be 8, and then my 13-year-old, and my 13-year-old is actually a blessing. But then, you know, some
Dude,
say
we
like
have
Jesus.
kids. We have kids around the same age frame. I have a 5-year-old and a 12-year-old. Well, she's going to be 12. That's crazy.
Yeah, 7 and 13. And anyways, this is the point,
Anyway,
bro.
sorry.
It's like
Sorry.
this is all I didn't. I'm a musician, dude. If you say I'm
You
Ralph
speak
Nerve,
God's language, bro. Music
yeah,
is God's language.
yeah, like I'm a creator. I'm a creative like that. Like I know like there's powerful things, the empath, everything like you. Like I said, we're a lot the same, like so I get it
Yeah.
that you understand, but the point is like, we had those kids, we do that. That's fine. That's not nothing. I asked for this. I asked to have more time with my kids. And then what the fuck? What are we gonna do with it? Like we always, and like I said, everyone always said that they wanted more time. What they would do, But like I said, to add
Exactly.
on,
Exactly. Yes. Yes. That is a
to add
big
on,
pivot point in my life.
to add on to your isolation, I have a wife, and
Okay.
situations aren't always not at
Ideal.
yeah, like
Yes.
how it is. It's like no
Yes.
disrespect to my wife. I love her. I'm just saying it's like it's all learning
Honesty is the
process.
best policy, bro. Honesty is the
It's
best
a
policy
learning
because all
process.
things are revealed.
Yeah, it's a
Go ahead.
learning
Sorry, I
process.
interrupted.
no, it's okay. It's a learning process for all of us, and she makes mistakes. I make mistakes. We're here stuck, and
Yeah.
then there's optimist view that says we're here safe. And I'm not
Yeah.
complaining about my life, dude. I was fortunately God already was preparing me for this, like you. So, but the only thing, like I said, before we came on air, you expressed how it's been, and then when we come on air, we've already been chatting 30 minutes before that, so we're warmed up, and now I get it. Or you should get it too. Is like the more that you talk to people that's like you, like the same culture, the same vibe or energy sequence, whatever, then you're gonna know,
Yeah.
like, I would have been supporting you way back then, but we sometimes we
Yes.
just need to go through that by ourselves. We went through that by ourselves. I'm not ready to come out of my hibernation, and because I want to come back, like, bro. I have a camera, so, I have a lot of things to
Yes.
to blow up what I want to teach. But now
You
now
want to
we
come
got to take it
forward with your
serious.
best. I hear you, man. Yeah.
Yeah,
You want to
it's
come
not ready.
forward with your best self. Yep.
Yeah, and I'm not, because I'm maintaining weight, but I was already big before, so, like, that's even real. Like, I don't.
If you want me to educate you and give you the easiest route to lose weight without being under torture, I can do that. I am so educated when it comes to the body. I'm so educated that my blood levels, as far as everything goes, is perfect. My kidneys perfect, my liver's perfect, my vitamin D levels are perfect, my cholesterol is perfect, and it's simple. It doesn't, and I haven't exercised in 8 months, bro, and my blood levels are still perfect. Like, you can lose weight without significant exercise. It's just self control in the pleasure department. Like when I said comfort and
You're
convenience is the
young
devil.
too.
Well, yeah, I guess so. 31. I'm
Yeah,
13
I'm
years
I'm gonna
younger
be
than you.
44, bro. I'm gonna be
Yeah,
44 in June. It
yeah,
is that. It
and
is.
yeah,
It
yeah,
is our
yeah.
own personal.
Age, yes. Age is a factor for 100%. Age is a factor because it has to do with cellular stuff. And I'll be honest with you, it's mostly food. It's mostly food. If you eat, like, most people, they're stuck on the old traditional food pyramid, and it's so wrong. It's so wrong. It's so detrimental to the human body, the old food pyramid. And to me, it's a revelation, because if you look at America, why is America so fat, sick, and mentally ill? All you have to do is look at the diet. And the only reason why I know this now is because I've seen the studies, I've seen the data, and I know now that it's sugar. Sugar is legitimately the devil because sugar is pleasure for the body. And anything that is pleasure in abundance always turns bad. I mean, look at Sodom and Gomorrah. Everything that I've read is like a parable or an allegory for something, right? So to me, Sodom and Gomorrah's pleasure is comfort and convenience. And it fulfills all of your needs. And to me, the only thing that should fulfill your needs is God. And what is God? God is us. God is our connection to each other. God filled us with a divine spark, which was a piece of Him. And when we don't acknowledge that, and when we focus on selfishness and comfort and convenience and not hardship, overcoming things, we tend to be rewarded with punishment, as far as obesity, mental illness, and physical illness. And so many of the things that is wrong with us can be healed just by abstaining. Like me, I'm healthiest when I eat beef, potatoes, and eggs. That's it. I am optimal. If I eat anything else, like today, I had a McGriddle and a sausage biscuit. I had anxiety for the first half of the day, and I had to take a nap because it was killing me. And I knew what I was doing. I knew what was happening to me while it was happening to me. And that's one of those things, and the
Yeah,
reason why most people don't want to hang out with me anymore is because I am sort of a zealot when it comes to health, when it comes to your overall well-being, because I care about you. I love you like I love myself. Jesus, in the Gospel of Thomas, which is left out of the Bible, said he left us with a covenant of 3 rules. Do not lie, do not do what you hate, and love your fellow man as if they are your own soul or the apple of your eye. right? And that hit me because nobody does that. Nobody does that. Nobody loves, nobody does, nobody, people lie constantly. Everybody does what they hate, and nobody loves each other as if they're their own soul. And so it's why I've been isolated, because I will not accept anything but that. Because even if, even if, right? Okay, I'm going to throw this out there. I don't want to be blasphemous, but even if Jesus wasn't literally a son of God cast down from heaven, he was a great man who showed the world how to do it, what it was that we are supposed to do, right? At the end of the day,
Yeah,
that's what it was.
yeah,
And to me,
we're all weird.
go ahead.
How you gonna say like there is how you get the spin off of you said Jesus could based by everything that's been burned in everyone's brain since the beginning of the time is Jesus is the son of God or they think he's God.
We're all
Why
children.
would
We're all children of God, man.
why would you throw in the whole why would you throw and this is just for
Well, I
fun.
say that.
Maybe he wasn't from God, like he was just like the whole. There's never been that theory of he was. What do you think? He should be on Maury's show, like God's
Oh no.
like Jesus,
Yeah.
like
No, it's
like I'm not criticizing you. I'm thinking it's funny, but you said you really made it clear, like you threw out like maybe Jesus isn't God's son, like it's like random. How come you said that?
like I'm
It's
what yeah, well because the reason why I say that is because of the hardcore atheists. I want to reach them. I want them to understand what's going on. Because religion has muddled so much and it's caused critical thinkers. That's basically what atheists are. They're just critical thinkers that don't believe in woo woo. And I want them to understand what it was that Jesus taught. He
yeah.
was a great man. We're all children of God. If we're all children of God, we need to love each other as if we're children of God. Right? That's what
Well,
Jesus did. He came and he died. He set the example. He died. Even if he wasn't, even if he wasn't a mystical being sent down and implanted into Mary's womb, even if that wasn't the case, right? There is a possibility that that was not the case, given rational thought and
yeah.
thinking. Because we weren't there, we didn't see it, we don't know. I'm speaking to the atheists. I want them to know that even if he was still the greatest philosopher of kindness and love, he still came down and showed us how we need to treat each other and love each other in order for there to
Yep.
be an heaven on earth. Because I don't believe we're going somewhere that's going to be amazing. If we do go somewhere, going back to God, the source, the energy, the light that came into being of its own accord and stopped of its own accord. That's what Jesus said in the Gospel of Thomas. That is the proof. The proof of God within us is movement and repose. That's the ability to move, to hunt, to eat, and the ability to stop and meditate and not eat. That's the proof of God, because no other species on this planet can do what we can do. No other species. We're special. We are special. And people don't
Yeah,
see
but
that. And that's
we're
why
also I think we're the even though we're special, I think we're the less of everything special. Only because I'm gonna stop you, bro, because you are
go
going
ahead.
to some deep shit, and I love it. I love it. It's like because what I've been learning, bro, it's like it's not as simplified. You're going deep, and I'm gonna agree that it's deep. That we're not everything is not as simple. It's not just flesh; it's just matter.
Yeah.
There's like I believe in frequencies and
Yes.
uh
God is
uh
energy. The only thing
yeah,
that's infinite is energy.
dude, it's like we're created as image, and then the whole
Yes,
time,
yes.
look, the whole time people are thinking that is flesh. We're creating him
No, it's not flesh.
as image
It's our
as
mind.
yeah, bro. This is what I heard. This I don't know where I heard this. The Big Bang.
Uh-huh.
It's like it's like this. I don't want to say star, but energy. This thing he created us.
Released itself.
I don't see things as a doctor would see where they're sewing this up anymore, bro. You have to see the human people as like God dispersed himself and created him
Yes.
and
Like
created us.
Voldemort. I call
I
that the
don't know if it's
Voldemort
like
effect.
it, I don't know what Voldemort is, bro. Like, and I'm gonna keep it real.
No.
I don't know what none of that is.
Okay.
I'm learning. You're hearing from a guy who's learning it from uneducated views, right? All I'm seeing,
Yeah.
I'm learning. Like, I get it. I get all the scriptures. Boop. I get what Jesus did.
Okay.
Boop. But
Yeah.
it's more like what I'm saying is as far as what God, because Jesus is the Son of God.
Yeah.
I'm trying to I want the relationship with God, like, or the
You want to be a
creator.
godly man, not a religious man.
Yeah, no, yeah, but yeah, I get every principle Jesus, the story of Jesus did is bomb. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, I want to do it because yeah, it made me a better man, made me a better father, maybe a better husband. But I'm saying as far as to get deeper and to know like elements or energies or these little things
Yes.
like dude,
Yeah.
I'm not a college graduate. I don't
You don't
know
have to be, bro. You
it.
don't have to be. That's what I'm trying to
We
show the
don't have,
world is you don't have to be.
or we don't
We're
have to
living in a
even have
current
to
Go ahead.
we don't even have to know what it's all about. That's not our job, is to
No.
know how things work. It's just to work within that system of what's been created. But I'm just saying it's
Yeah.
really a cool process to to
Like
try to
re-educating yourself.
yeah, bro, it's like everything is better, but there's also opposition that comes with trying to I do, there's a story of a God and a devil, Jesus, and it could be a fable, right? But because
Yeah.
to atheists, and
Yeah.
and then there's this. What about the devil part?
I think that's ego. I think that has to do with our ego. When we lead our life by ego, our lives always fall apart. All things are revealed. So when you lead your life with ego and you lie or you seek comfort and convenience or it's all about selfishness, eventually what I call karma, which is, energy, because energy needs to be balanced always. Look, Einstein said energy cannot be created nor destroyed. Nikola Tesla said if you want to understand the universe, think in terms of 3, 6, and 9. Bro, if there is anything in this world that God is, it's energy, because energy is it within all things, even a fucking rock. There is energy within a rock. There is vibration in every cell, in every molecule, in everything there is a vibration, even in quantum physics. Look, space, time, thought, one and the same. If God was anything, what would he be? Space, time, and thought, right? And it requires energy to have those things. Without energy, nothing would exist. What creates energy? Light. If the Big Bang is anything, it is light coming into being and stopping, and
It's
everything
only
else
the
falling
enemy.
into.
It's
Go ahead.
only the enemy that says our physical being means more than the energy.
Yes, yes. The
You feel me?
physical world is more important.
That's what the enemy would say. It's like physical world is this. This is what you need to get because we
Yep,
can
yep.
sacrifice a lot. We can sacrifice a lot for what the creator wants, and that's why I said like I dumped religion. Like I'm gonna be
Yep.
full on pledging.
Jesus
At
wasn't religious, bro.
did he ever claim a set? He only said
Nope.
God,
He studied it all. He studied
but
everything. That's the thing I learned about Jesus. He was an educated man. He studied. That's what he was doing in all those years that he disappeared. He was educating himself. And he had a revelation. He was like, "Oh, dang, I get it now." And he came through and he was like, "Y'all, I get it." And he loved humanity so much that he died. Even if he wasn't a spiritual ghost that came down from a mystical heaven and filled Mary's belly. Even if,
hey,
you
but
know, but at the end
just
of the day, we don't know.
let let's talk for fun's sake. How come he couldn't live till he was like 30 or like 50, or why couldn't he live longer? Like, why did let's just entertain a thought. Like, is it wrong
Okay,
to
thought
entertain?
experiment.
Why did it? And he didn't have a wife. Like I said, I'm a real
Well,
human,
I think
and
he
I
did.
say,
I think he did. I'm pretty confident Mary Magdalene was his wife, because in the Gospel of Philip, it talks about how much he kissed Mary Magdalene, his favorite apostle. How much he
yeah.
laid lips upon
And
her.
so much was left out. So much was left out because it might not have
Yep.
been important. But I'm just like that's why the storytelling part of of religion, I'm like, ugh, like I'm like kind of like grossed out. Like I'm not a
Yep.
fan of storytelling religion. I really like what I've learned about, and come on, ain't no church talking about energies,
Nobody,
molecules.
bro. Well, maybe
Because the
TD
church,
Jakes, maybe Bishop Jakes does. I love the two
yeah,
people
yeah,
who
yeah,
really
maybe
brought me
some,
back is
bro.
Jakes and Stephen Furtick. Those are the two that I love watching them because they break it down in a way that is understandable to the individual on a whole nother level, and they go into the real world with it, and I think that's the purpose, man. I think that's the purpose. Is it's not meant to be woo woo. It's not meant to be this mystical, magical. Oh, you're gonna go to hell if you do this. No, if you do this, you're gonna live in hell. And I am. That is my testimony. That's my testimony. I've lived a complete life of sin. The only thing I haven't done is murdered somebody. You feel me?
The
So it's
only
like I.
nah,
I mean,
probably
I've done it all.
you you sure
Go
I
ahead.
don't know. Like, yo, I rape, pillage,
Well, I haven't raped.
molested.
Okay,
I'm
I haven't done those things. I've never done
you're
a
like
heinous
yeah,
crime.
like I'm just saying. But anyways, bro, like um I appreciate your phone call. I appreciate your podcast or what you're trying to put with your efforts in, and we are having a conversation. You said this is the thing that you do and you've done
Yeah.
it. You grabbed guest as myself, like who has real legitimate things to say, bro. Like I am, like I know I'm chosen. I feel like as a creator, like I am like blessed somehow, bro. Like I'm not gonna even
Well,
lie. Like
I'll tell you
go
why.
ahead.
I'll tell you why. You're a creator. If we're made in God's image, what is God? He's a creator. And
Ultimate,
if you're a
like the ultimate.
creator, then you're a representation of God. That's how you know you're blessed. Is because you're tapping into the source, man. When you play your guitar and you make those chords vibrate to the point where my soul is like, "Yes, that is God." When you sing a song and I agree with your lyrics, that is God. You feel me? When somebody paints a painting and and someone falls in love with it, that is God. That's what people need to understand. You feel me?
I hear you.
So don't be down on yourself, man. The fact that you can
Nah, I know.
sing and the fact that you can
I
play
know.
guitar is fucking amazing to me as a person. I wish I could play guitar. I wish I could sing. I mean, I can kind of sing. I love singing, but I'm not a musician. And that's one thing that I'm envious of. I'll admit it. I'm envious of musicians. And me personally, I want to push you. I want to push you to be the best fucking guitar player, songwriter that you can be. That's what I feel like my purpose is to help highlight those who are gifted. I don't know.
Nah, thank you, man. I appreciate you, man. You're really like you're putting yourself out there. You're making yourself known. Like you have a platform for people to show their talents. And I appreciate that.
Yeah.
I am one of the few that gets to be on your show, man. Because, bro, you go deep.
Thank
You
you.
know what's up.
Yeah, I
You know
have
what's
to,
up.
man.
You know what's going on.
Yeah, it's what's been put in me, and things that are when something's in you and you feel like you have to show it to the world. That's your duty. That's what you're supposed to do, man. You're supposed to follow your heart and your soul. It's something quantum about it. There's a quantum air to following your heart's desire. You know, and that's I think that's my biggest pet peeve with this culture is so many talented and gifted individuals put that shit on the back burner and put money before everything else. And I get it. You have to live. You have to pay your rent. But here's my thing. I have been a full-time dad for the past 3 years and I've done so much. So when people tell me that oh I have to work a 40 an hour a week job and they have extremely considerable talents and they put it on the back burner, I'm like, dude, you're bullshitting yourself and you're bullshitting me. Like I want to just rub it in their face. Like, dude, stop being a bullshitter. You have plenty of time. When you get off of work, you have at least 6 to 8 hours of time to do something. You have an hour out of your day to come onto my show, or you have 2 hours out of your day to come shoot a fucking music video with me. Just to create, nothing. Who cares if you don't get paid? Who cares if people don't like it right away? Charles Bukowski is one of the greatest American poets there is. He didn't become famous until 13 years after he died. You know?
Tell you. Yeah, brother. God Shaped Mommy Hole podcast. GSMH podcast. That's how they find you, right?
Yeah. GSMH. God shaped mommy hole. That's it. God shaped
So
mommy
I'm just
hole.
throwing that plug to break up segments, and
There you go.
bro, you keeping it real, man. Uh, how are we gonna
That's the only
survive
thing I
this?
can do.
Yeah, how are we
Love
gonna
each other.
survive? How we're gonna survive this pandemic is uh, building inner strength,
Yep.
getting close to your creator,
Yep.
wherever it is. Man, it must be must be shit for people that don't have a higher creator, that don't have a God.
Yeah.
But it is
Yeah.
tricky, man.
Yeah.
It is tricky, man. You say God, and then it's kind of like there's a big part of me that's like, oh, that guy. Like
Woo woo.
I
You
don't
hear woo
I
woo.
don't want to feel like I'm equal to God, but I'm just kind of like it's just a theory. But then, but
I mean, yeah.
that's the ultimate. That's the ultimate theory. That's what you need to believe in the most to have all the blessings. It's kind of like
Yes. Because it
being
fills your
open,
heart.
you know. It's a
Yep.
trip. It's a trip to have say God is the only way. It's
Yeah.
kind of
But
like
but then
Monopoly, you know.
Monopoly.
A
Go ahead.
Monopoly.
You said
I have all
Okay.
this. I have all this on lock. If you don't believe in me, then like it's kind of like I love God, man. I love the theory of God and everything. I wish it's
Yeah.
true. But I'm just saying, it's like,
Yeah.
isn't it also the theory? There's so many theories. He
Well, you
created
got to
us to have.
understand. Go ahead.
He created us to have the most curious mind, and then we come with these
Hmm.
crazy fabrications of what God is. Are we
Yep.
wrong?
No, it's all right. Everything's
Yeah,
right.
wrong.
It's
It's
just.
like,
Go ahead.
no, I'm letting you talk. Like, hey,
Oh,
bro,
well,
uh,
the
go ahead.
the thing is if God is in everything, He's also in the dark valleys, right? See, that's a revelation I had, because I had to take a whole retrospect on my entire life, and then I saw all the ugly things that I did, all the pitfalls. And I've always been like, why me? Why me? Growing up, my mom didn't love me. I had no dad. My brothers bullied me. I ran away when I was 14. I've been on my own since. I've graduated high school. I went to the military. I went to college. I had 2 children. I've done everything I can to be the best father possible, given every single hardship that's been thrown my way. And I used to be angry, bro. I used to be angry to the point where I disowned God. I was like, screw it. There's no way God's real if I'm going to go through this. But then I realized I'm wiser than the average man. You know what I'm saying? Like, I have so much wisdom and so much knowledge in so many different aspects because of all that hardship, because I've done so much, because I've made the mistakes. Now I'm 31 with the wisdom of a 60-year-old. And so that's a blessing, because I'm raising my son by myself, and he's a mirror image of me. He's a clone. And so I get to give him the opportunity I didn't have, and I get to watch him thrive and prosper. That's godlike. You know what I'm saying? And that's, people have to look for God in the small things, because it's not always big things. And Hollywood made us think it's always big things. The culture made us think it's always big things. No, it's happiness. It's fulfillment that is God. It's when you feel it in your soul. When you're up on stage and you're singing and people are watching you and dancing, that is God. That right there is God. That's why you're supposed to be doing that. It's not stuff, cars, and money. It's not what it is. Life is meant to be enjoyed. If anything, we are put here to enjoy this world. And I haven't told you, but Thomas Jefferson is my ancestor. I'm a direct descendant of a founding father, right? And then I went balls deep. The Declaration of Independence is a religious document. There's over 260 Bible verses in it. That is the reason why we're able to do what we do here in America now, 230 something years later. It's amazing to me, man. It's amazing. And it bothers me when other people don't see it. So instead of being bitter and angry, I feel like my duty is to sit down and have conversations, because the conversation is the best pivot point in a person's life. That's what's going to help you change your mind or help you see something you didn't see before.
And you have, brother. Um,
Good.
when you talk about, I'm not far off, bro. Like, I catch on, bro. Like, I'm not way out there on the other side. I get closely what you're talking about. Like, I see. Knowing this breathe, because it's a lot to take in, bro. What you're talking about is whole other frame of life, man. And
Yeah.
to
I think
do
that's what
this,
this isolation is for.
okay,
It's to help people see it. Because now that everything they thought was important has been shut down. The one thing that is most important is family and love. And what are people being forced to do?
yeah.
To
I
love
have to
to
teach
love their
my kid,
family.
bro. I have to teach my kid how to do 1 plus 1 or whatever math. I have to teach him how to
Yeah.
do everything that I didn't. I got away like this scandalous mofo myself.
Uh-huh.
I got away with learning the basics,
Okay.
and now I have to teach my kid the basics, or I don't progress.
There you go. Yep.
You feel me? It's like
Yep.
karma caught up. I thought I got away with
Yes.
with not learning nothing. Like I cut school out. I was like, school is still bull crap. I don't really think school is what's necessary. I think
Nope.
teaching them
Education is.
education is. Whatever you
Educate, like
think.
how we educate ourselves is what's important. That's what's going to get us through the world. Not sitting down in a classroom reading a textbook. That ain't going to get us through the world. That'll get us to a college, and then the college will get us to a job. That's it. It has nothing to do with being intelligent. It has nothing to do with being worldly. All it has to do is getting a job. That's all the education system is about, is getting a job. That's all it is.
Okay.
Yeah. And it bothers me because then people worship money and they
Yeah, there's
sacrifice their own personal happiness for it.
bro. I had my own like I don't know what it's called. I'm not an educated man, bro. Like I really failed seventh grade to all the way till I graduated. I failed it. So
Wow.
I'm not an educated man as far as what scholarship means. But I'm
Yeah.
telling you, it's like
Yeah.
how I, but I survived, bro. And
Yep.
I make top dollar from being who Ralph really was. So
Yep.
I'm not discrediting myself. I'm just telling you, it's like, if I don't speak eloquently, like, forgive me. But yeah,
No,
bro.
be you. I mean,
Yeah,
look at Peter, Apostle Peter. Dude cussed. He's one of the most. He's Jesus's favorite apostle, and he was a rough around the edges man who cussed and cut people's ears off. He was quick to fighting. You know what I mean?
yeah, the Hobbit was
The
gangster. He was probably it
yeah,
was probably that it was probably like American Me or one of those gangsters.
yeah,
He was probably
dude.
he couldn't control himself. But
Yeah, but it.
but I'm telling you, bro, it's
Yeah,
like
go.
what I've been through as far as education is like I don't I don't believe that it's the right.
Foundation
Oh,
for children. You there?
okay, taking me back. Yeah, like we're forced right now to teach our own kids what what's important,
Yeah.
bro. Like these school systems has failed us. They weren't ready to have a pandemic where they could teach kids how to graduate to their specific level.
Yeah.
They didn't. They don't have the necessary needs. It'll probably take like maybe 3 more months. Then they could figure out how they could graduate people by not doing any work. You feel me? Or
Yes.
computer work
Yes.
or whatever they're doing. So it's like, uh, we're talking about the school system. I'm trying to hold on, man. It's like talk about the school system. It's like it's totally got to be reconformed. They
Yes.
really got to come back and say like, what's important? How can we do this?
Yep.
Who's innovative? Because it seems
Yep.
like a lot of teachers were waiting to be directed.
Yep. Because they didn't even know what they were doing.
Bro, yeah, like I haven't heard nothing from teachers that said, let me teach your kids, and let me show you how." In this COVID-19,
Yeah.
they're
Yeah.
not. But hey,
I have a whole idea, dude. I have a whole theory on what's possible now as far as education goes. I
okay,
think what I think is education should be free market, just like the economy, right? Well, and if it's going to be online, it should be all right. There's a list. There's a website you go to, and there's all the teachers who teach every topic, right? The teacher teaches what the fuck they want to teach, and they teach it how they want to teach it. The only thing is there has to be a rating system that rates the teacher on how well the students come out educated. There shouldn't be no predetermined standard like how there is standardized testing and all that shit. That shit should go out the window because the individual should be able to choose the teacher that teaches them best, right? Because everybody learns differently. Like me, I'm a visual hands-on person. Like that's the I can't. In high school I graduated with a C average without ever doing homework. Never did homework. Aced all the tests, all the classwork was A's, but homework never did. And that lowered my grade to a C rather than an A, and it made me seem less intelligent than I really was. Do you get what I'm saying? All it was
yeah,
effort. It was just effort, and I didn't want to put in the effort for homework because when I go home, I'm done with school. And I think it should be a list of teachers where you go through, you see the reviews of the teacher, what the parents say. Oh, I really love how they taught my kid this, this, and this. And then you pay that teacher whatever amount they want, whatever the fair amount is, right? And instead of getting taxes taken out of your paycheck to pay for your education, you minimize the tax debt, and then you give your money to the teacher you want to educate your son. Or if you're already an educated individual, teach your own children. Be it's simple because all school is a prerequisite for work. And it's like, okay, what do you want to be when you grow up? I want to be a musician. So then we're going to pick classes that are going to amplify the effects of being a musician, right?
hey,
Who the fuck uses algebra? Not me, not once. I barely use addition. Barely.
come on, you can Google everything nowadays.
Exactly. The internet
Uh,
is the Tower of Babel. I believe that like we are currently living in that era. The internet is the Tower of Babel. There is no border between communication anymore. There's Google Translate, so there's no border of languages. I'm telling you, man. And the only time, all we have to do is use it for what it's used for, and not use it for the flesh. We can use it for connection and education.
I hear
Yeah, I get excited about it. My bad.
you have been, and you should, bro. Like I'm glad, man, because come on, man. State when the last time you done this. State when you stretch out to another brother that can flex like you. Like we have the same
Oh,
beliefs, bro. Like
yeah.
doesn't doesn't happen often. Okay.
No, and it's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful thing. And the thing about me is I cherish it. I'm not a false person. When I say someone is my friend, I take that term literal. Literal because a friendship is a covenant. It's a choice. It's not like you're like it's the original saying is the blood of the covenant is thicker than the water of the womb. Just because you're born into something doesn't mean you vibe with them like you do with someone that you choose to be friends with. and that's a big deal. And I feel like this culture has minimized what a friendship is, and that's a part of my mental illness because when I was growing up as a runaway, my friends were my family. They were all I had. And as we grew up, we grew apart. And that's my whole beef with this whole thing about work because my friends chose profit and money over everything. And that's loss of friendship, loss of connection. And it's like that's so ugly, man. It's like life is so can be so much more. It can be so much better if people just realize this, you know? And and
I
sometimes I
guess you
feel
get
like,
it.
yeah. Go ahead.
I guess you get it. You
I
say you
I
get it.
think I might get it. I could be wrong. I definitely could be wrong. I've been wrong so many times before, you know. I just there's something in my soul that won't allow me to be a selfish person and to be like I got to get mines. I got to worry about me. I mean, the move that I'm doing is that, but essentially it's not because if I wasn't raising my son by myself, I wouldn't move. I wouldn't move. I'd still be here in California. But since I have nobody to help me raise my son, I have to move somewhere where I can get help and where it's easier to live. The cost of living is lower. The jobs are more, you know? That's the most selfish choice I've made in my whole life since I've been woke.
I hear
Yeah.
you. Yeah,
But I
you're
do
making
what I
good
do
points.
want what I do want from you is before I leave, I want to link up with you and I want to have my buddy Justin come down. He's a drummer. He's also a brother that vibes on my level. And I want to record a video of us just jamming. You playing guitar, him playing drums and me singing, you singing. Like that's what I want to do. And I don't want it doesn't have to be anything constructed. I just want to have a good time. I just want to have a good time and show people what's possible, you know?
I hear you. Um, and barbecue sounds always
Barbecue,
good.
yes.
Uh,
Yes. I have to do this before I go, man.
yeah, man. Let's have a sit down, man. Let's have all that pop off. Let's talk, man. Let's have social distancing. Let's do everything that we're required to do. But man,
Yeah.
man, big hearts to you, man. Much love to you,
Thank you.
man. Because
You too, man.
it's like you're doing stuff that's not like it's not like processed. You're not
It's
spam,
just
homie. You know,
yeah.
you're the real meat from the elk or the whatever we're trying to slaughter.
Yeah,
You're
yeah,
not
yeah.
you're not baloney. You're not weenie.
There you go.
You're the meat of whatever that is, man.
I'm a fucking
And
ribeye,
don't
bro.
think and don't think that you're. I'm gonna keep going, man. Don't think that
Go for it.
you're whether fit you in or it's an agenda or you know what I'm saying, man. It's like
Yeah.
it's not like it's pretend, bro. Like it's
No. It's real. It's honest.
motherfuckers
It's
are
from my
really
soul.
dying. You know, I think I already had the COVID. I think like I'm gonna say it. I think I already had it, but
Nah, I'm not
it
worried
didn't
about it.
it didn't phase a nigga. So I'm gonna keep speaking. Like I felt like I already had that, but I don't want to give that to people. Like I don't think I I know that I'm blessed by the ultimate creator, bro. Like I'm
Yeah.
the man. Like there's things to be learned from me, but
Yeah.
also I don't think like I'm important. Like I'll shake myself off, but like I don't think like I'm important to be uh, like a big social issue for society. Like I don't think like what I
You're humble.
say should be determined. Should follow me or some shit. Like I don't
Yeah.
think that,
You're
man.
just
Like
humble.
I don't
You're
want
humble.
that responsibility, homie. Like that's
It's a
not
big
me.
one.
Like yeah, and I'm talking to you that also what me and you have got should be you should really
Shared.
like
It
you
should be
should
shared.
really yeah Yeah, that's one
I
thing.
think so.
What me and you have, this gift, this blessing, this bigness, we
Uh,
should we should share it, of course. Share this, bro. Like you're really super
it's
special, man. Like
well, thank you.
I don't really know why. Like I said, every thoughts, feelings, and all these things should be expressed, but we got to find a way that we can captivate it, make people learn more
The
from.
best thing to do is to have the conversation and show it to the world. That's it. Let people come
Okay.
to it. That's it. That's all you that's the conversation, us getting together and dude, us getting together, me, you and my buddy just getting together, him playing the drums, you playing the guitar, me trying to sing, you singing, me being backup. That's worship. That's all that is. That's what worship is. That's having fun. Uh Sharing our gifts with each other and with no preconceived destination at the end of it, with no ego attached to it. No, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's what it's supposed to be. Is because we live in the greatest nation in the world. There's hardship, there is, but you don't. Nobody's gonna go hungry. You know what I mean? Nobody's gonna no like even if you're homeless, you still can live good. You're still gonna get fat. You know what I'm saying? Like we live in the
Yeah.
greatest time ever, and it kills me when people treat America like it's a third world country. It's not. We have the in the Declaration of Independence, we have the right to pursue happiness, and whatever that is that. And even if look. I've been unemployed for 8 months. I've been miserable for 8 months. Everybody's abandoned me, and I still have so much love and faith in my heart for everybody. That's what I want to show people because there's so many people out there just like us. We're not alone. We're not the only ones suffering. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what people need, and the only way to show people is to do it and put it out there, and that's it. That's all it is, and that's all I want to do. That's all I've wanted to do. And you know what? I've lost friends because of it. Because they saw me as a zealot, as too much, and it's fine. They don't see what I see, and at first it was very hard for me to cope with the idea that I'm alone in this, and it's a blessing to see that other people also vibe with me on it. It's just I have to seek it. You have to seek it. You can't just sit still and idle and expect things to come to you. That's why I hit you up. I seen that you were doing that talk show a couple times, and I was like, all right, cool. He's doing his thing, and I've been in a mood. So when I get out of my moods, I'm like, I'm gonna hit up Ralph before I go. And so I did. And that shit right there is what I need that the people need to learn. That's what we need to do. We just need to do it. Whatever comes to us when we're inspired, act on it. Just act on your inspiration. When an excuse comes into mind why you can't, shut it the fuck up and do it anyways. You know? That's all it is.
Hey, yeah.
That's
Thank you,
like that's
man.
like in the You're welcome. Hey man, I thank you for freaking talking to me. Nobody talks to me.
Yeah, man. And it's because it's like, bro, come on. It's not you gotta start seeing like there's not much like mindedness. It's like, come on, these cats like they're
Yeah.
they're like babies and we're like scholars, and we have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
learn how to master our craft. You know what I'm saying, bro? Like we can't. Come on, man. It's like you're gonna have a good conversation when you talk to a brother like me, but
Yeah, yeah.
come on, you can't
I
expect.
love I love the conversation, bro. That's like to me is I don't know why, but like you know how you're a musical and that's your passion, having a conversation, being philosophical, having breakthroughs and thought experiments, nothing gets me more excited. Nothing. There's nothing in this world that gets me more excited than that. And I didn't learn that until recently. I went my whole life thinking I was an artist, thinking I wanted to do graphic design and all that. I was so wrong. I didn't even know who I was. And it took being crushed by the world for me to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. I don't know if it's a minister, if I want to minister, or if I just want to be a motivational speaker. But I want to open people's hearts and minds with everything that I've learned because I feel like that's the right thing to do, you know?
I hear you. I hear you that
It's
you're
just like
trying
your
to
music.
yeah, yeah, it's not my music, man. Like I've learned through this process, bro. It's like it's just being who you're gonna be. It's not just music, bro. Like for me, it can't be,
What
bro.
else? What else is it then for you? What else gets your
Uh,
heart going?
it's the message. It's the message of it all to be like we
So it's your
have to
lyrics. Do you do it
we
in your
have to
lyrics?
better ourselves, man. We have to be so humble. We have to be so
Yes.
uh
Have to be
it is
humble.
always humble, bro. It is always like
Hmm.
I'm trying to look back, bro. It's like we can't think we can't be elevated. We can't ever think that we're better than. We can't ever
Yep.
think that we're it's it's not
We
about
can't think we're not the bee's
go
knees
ahead.
and elbows in the arms. The humanity is bee's knees, elbows in the arms, bro. We're an amazing species, and we need to learn to love each other because of that.
I hear you.
I love you. I love everybody, man. It's it can be a hindrance. It can hold you back having so much love in this culture, and I felt it make me envious and bitter, and that's what I've been working on. I meditate on this shit constantly. How can I be better, a better version of myself? And so I put it out there. I put it out there to the world, the entire process that I've went through. It's not easy. It's not easy going through this shit, you know?
It's not.
No.
It's like self realization. It's like coming to terms. It's like a lot of the realization. It's like the hardest part, bro. Like I'm looking at these little photos of all these little plants and shit, but it's like growth is real, bro. Growth is
Yep.
growth is saying I'm gonna do the best thing for, for me and for whoever's involved at this time. That's what growth is like. I'm gonna
That's
move towards
loving. Yeah. That's loving. That's when you do things like that, when you say things like that, you're loving your fellow man as if they are the apple of your eye, as if they are your own soul. If you treat people like that, if you live your life honestly, you're loving somebody as if you love yourself, because is that not what you want? Do you not want honesty? Do you not want treat people to treat you fairly, you know, as your equal? You don't want somebody to come to you and think that they're better than you. Nobody wants that, you know? I feel
never.
like that's where it's at. That's where it's at, man. Is we're all the same. We're all the same. We all come from the source. We all come from the same energy. The only difference is we're given a set of different variables, a different set of circumstances. And the thing that connects us all is when we sit down and have a conversation and compare. How has your experience been on this planet? Oh, that's crazy. Here's my experience. And then in that conversation you start to create a Venn diagram. Our two universes come together. And we're like, okay, we do have some common ground, and I can appreciate your experience, you can appreciate mine. Let's get together and turn up. You know? To me that's exciting.
Hey,
And it doesn't even have to be all woo woo. It doesn't have to be all like, oh, I'm a spiritual being, or I'm a religious man, I don't cuss. No, it doesn't have to be that. If that's a choice you make for your life, good on you. I'm not going to judge you for it. Just don't judge me on mine, you know? Yeah.
I like how you're saying not judge your own mind now, bro. Because I feel like you're you're above you. I like your energy, bro. Like you
Thank you.
shouldn't be. Let me take it back, man. Why I like the
Okay.
energy of you not giving a shit what people think. It's good, man. Like you're consistent on. what you preach. Like it shouldn't be like uh, we should never hear you conform to what society conforms to. Like
Yeah.
that's not your steel, like ever. Like,
I'm
and if
Nope.
it comes
Yep.
comes across like that, it should be questioned, and it's not.
Absolutely.
Like, so it's like really complex, bro. It's like
Yeah.
we don't have anything to look to be put into this process on the internet, bro. Like, but I'm telling you, like, as your I can't speak. I don't know how to explain it, bro. Like, we don't have the technology yet to say what you think we should feel already. It's like techn technology is behind.
As
I
far
don't, I don't
as
know if you want. I don't know if
getting
you
our
understand.
own, as far as getting our thought process across to each other, so it's understanding. Is that what
Okay.
you mean? Is that what you're
Yeah.
getting at?
Like it's new processes coming through. Like we
Love
don't
you too.
know what it really means.
Uh huh. Yeah, you know what it is. It's an eternal technology. You know, I think we human beings are already the best technology that's ever existed. You know, we're biochemical robots with a consciousness, and the consciousness is the divine spark given to us by God. And so, if we don't utilize our own consciousness to its fullest potential, we're never gonna be our fullest selves. You know, so if we don't treat our inner thoughts as if it's real, or inner desires as if it's real, or if we don't question things that's within us, we're always gonna miss the mark, bro. That's what sin is. It's just missing the mark. Sin is not a condemnation. It's a warning. It's a warning. When you sin, you're like, hey, bro, you're missing the mark. You ain't quite right. Just adjust a little bit. Adjust. See, the problem with people is nobody wants to adjust. They're comfortable and content in their ways. They're like, this is who I am, and I've learned that is not true. We are not who we are. We are who we make ourselves out to be. And the problem is like I said before, comfort and convenience is the devil. When people get comfortable, they stop growing, and I think that's the biggest pitfall in mankind. I think we should never stop growing. We should always seek to be the best version of ourselves. And 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 sadly, it's the ego, man. The ego holds us back so much. I was an egotistical asshole for so long. Like, I feel so much regret and shame. That's like my biggest thing that I got to let go of, is my regret and shame from my past. You know? You still there?
No, I hear you.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
here.
Yeah, I heard something. I thought maybe something happened. But it's confusing to me, because to me, which this might be my blessing, is that it seems so simple, and yet people make it out to be so difficult. And it makes me angry. It makes me feel like Peter would be. Like, that's why I always compare myself to Peter, because I want to be angry with people that I want to call bullshit on. But then I also need to be humble. I also need to be kind, and I also need to love them. So I can't do that. I can't be angry, and I have to find myself, in a place where I can be kind and humble. Because we are all things that we have been. Just because we have grown doesn't mean we are no longer that version of ourselves. We're just an upgraded version of ourselves. We don't delete the executable files of our computer. Uh-oh. He accidentally hung up, I hope. We'll give him a call back, see what happened. Uh, 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 uh. Ooh, ee, ooh, ooh, ee, ooh. Maybe his phone died. Well, Senor Raf nervous. Something happened. I don't know what happened. But